Mobilizing domestic resources is essential for Africa to reduce reliance on external financing and achieve sustainable growth. Despite persistent challenges, the continent has demonstrated economic resilience, with growth projections expected at 4.03% in 2025. Speaking at the Heads of State and Government's Breakfast Dialogue at the AU Commission headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the champion of African Union financial institutions, President John Mahama, emphasized that self-reliance is key to Africa's long-term development.
Held under the auspices of the Alliance of African Multilateral Financing Institutions, also known as the African Club, the meeting underscored the need for self-reliance in Africa's development efforts. Despite a positive economic outlook, the continent still faces significant hurdles, including a $402 billion annual financing gap until 2030, a concern raised by President Mahama, champion of African Union financial institutions.
In 2023, the continent experienced a slowdown, with real GDP growth declining to 3.1% from 4.1% in 2022. However, projections suggest that a recovery is taking place, with growth expected to increase to 3.7% in 2024 and 4.3% in 2025. This optimistic outlook highlights the inherent strength of our economies and the effectiveness of policy interventions. Notwithstanding these positive trends, we must confront the reality that our growth has not always been translated into significant improvements in per capita income. Structural transformation remains uneven, with many economies still reliant on low productivity sectors.
President Mahama highlighted climate crisis, geopolitical tensions, and pandemics as threats to Africa's sustainable development.
Additionally, the continent continues to face challenges including climate crisis, geopolitical tensions, widening gaps in multilateralism, and diseases and pandemics which disrupt the positive growth path that we are on.
To address this gap, he advocated for a multifaceted approach.
Addressing the financing gap requires a multifaceted approach. Domestic resource mobilization is crucial. By improving tax administration and combating illicit financial flows and encouraging a culture of tax compliance, we can significantly increase our revenues.
President Mahama urged African nations to strengthen institutions and unite efforts to close financing and investment gaps.
Let us leverage our collective strengths, foster strategic partnerships, and champion innovative solutions to bridge the financing and investment gaps in Africa.
The meeting brought together key figures from multilateral organizations, including Afrexim Bank President Professor Benedict Orama, WTO Director General Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, AU High Representative Dr. Donald Kaberuka, and AU Commissioner Ambassador Albert Muchanga.